AmandaLand, AmandaLand, AmandaLand. Good morning. Y'all are so used to me being late that there's only 10 people here. Y'all are like, I'm not gonna rush. She not gonna be there on time anyway. But I have to be on time because we're not gonna be, I gotta get out of here. And we're going to our next stop on the Freedom Ride, but I still wanted to come on here and chop it up with y'all a little bit, even if it's not your typical Views for AmandaLand show. Still trying to, get in where I fit in. Tomorrow we'll have a regular show. I'll be on regular time, and so that'll be all good. But good morning to everybody. Welcome to Views from AmandaLand, your news and truths by any joke necessary. And thank you for waking up on the right side of history, which is a yo. Come say hello to people.
Oh,
just say hello, like not like a whole discussion.
I ain't trying to have a discussion. Hello, people. Look who you match. Oh, Carlina. All right, there's your mangoes.
Green.
Listen, always and forever. Your mango and your
banana. Gracias.
Enjoy your show.
Gracias.
Bye, people.
Bye. Red lip crew. Yeah. So people are just really on this app. It's just been interesting to see all the different perspectives that people have. And one of the things that's been making me remain sane is remembering that there's always going to be different perspectives. And that doesn't have to be your perspective. And so I think that's the thing that the internet does, though. It tries to, it can play with your mind and have you feeling like you are in the wrong if you're not aligned with like the main character perspective that may be coming down your line. And sometimes you are, but sometimes you're not. This is what I'm watching when I see a lot of the commentary about like, this isn't our fight. It's fascinating because I see so many Black folks that simultaneously, I don't know, it's a complicated mindset, because if it's not your fight, I guess my question becomes, so then can I get some examples of what is your fight? And when I've asked this before, it was taken really offensively, but I'm serious. Like, so I want to know when, so we can really be like, okay, now it's time. When is it your fight? And what do we consider fighting? What looks like fighting? What is actually engaged in fighting? Because I will say that I think that fighting has a lot of different versions. But I think in the case of where we are now, people consider it to simply just mean, are you getting out in the streets? And I don't know. I think it's interesting when people are kind of looking at now and saying, in this time, we should blah, 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 as if this time is separate from, I don't know. It's still early. I'm getting my thoughts together. But here's what I want to say. It doesn't matter. When people tell you this is not our fight, for the most part, that's coming from people who would not fight for you regardless. That oftentimes is coming from people who, honestly, if they saw you getting beat up, wouldn't have helped you anyway. So this concept of this is not our fight, I think is a real catchphrase, but it's not representative of the way people live and their values anyway. Like I'm somebody who, if I see somebody being harmed that is unjustifiably being harmed, that is my fight. That has nothing to do with me being Black. That's just how I exist in the world. If I see domestic violence happening in front of me, that's my fight. If I see colonialism happening in front of me, that's my fight. If I see a mother yelling at a child in front of me in a way that is very beyond discipline, that's my fight. So that's just how I exist as a person. So, regardless of my race, my gender, my class, my ethnicity, that's how I exist as a person. So, injustice is my fight. And when I see Black people saying that this particular injustice is not my fight because of XYZ, and the XYZs don't add up to you being personally harmed by those people, that just says to me that you are disengaged from seeing injustice as your fight. And that would mean to me, though, that you see injustice against me and you don't see that as your fight either. So, and as somebody who has experienced, very loud public injustice from my own community, I can definitely attest to you that everybody's not going to be an hour when they say it's not our fight. So we always say that the Black community is not a monolith, and that continues. There are people who are going to say this isn't our fight. There are people who are going to say this may not be our fight, but this is my fight, because this is how I exist as an individual. And when it comes to being our fight, my question to y'all is, are you organized to fight? That's my question. When it becomes time to be our fight, what does that look like? Does it look like a riot? Does it look like organized resistance? And if it's not our fight right now, is there any work being done to mend the distance that has been created? Deetra, do you talk to anybody in your community? Like, I just ask these questions because I think there's so much talking. It's just talking. It's just people talking. I was here in Raleigh last night and I saw people who get together and organize together around creating better conditions for them and their community, as well as supporting others who are also a part of their community. So I just want to clarify that for folks, because I think that there really is an important multi-level, multi-pronged approach that would be required to actually challenge fascism. Then I get the folks who say to me, you only talk about the problems, but you never provide concrete solutions. And I'm like, the fact that you think there are concrete solutions means that you don't understand the problem. People really think that there is some magic lever to be pulled right now that is going to stop fascism. And they don't also understand that there were levers that were pulled by people they still consider to be their supporters, AKA Democrats, that allowed for this. So we can't even talk about what can be done to stop fascism if you're not even willing to stop the people who allowed fascism. You actually see them as you. And it be those same people who are also like, this isn't our fight. So there's just a lot of real confusion that is willful ignorance that is happening right now. And when I see it, I have to bite my tongue to not literally curse people out because it's willful ignorance. It's willful. And there are folks that are doing what feels right to them. And it's just that I feel that what they consider to be right is often missed. And yes, Tammy Shea, what is genuinely missing from the rebellion is a spiritual resistance. And that is also why it is so easy, I believe, for people to say, this isn't my fight. Because if you have a spiritual connection to a higher power, in basically every religion, that spiritual connection, when it's real, says that we are all one. And it says that I am my quote unquote brother's keeper. It says that, you know, I cannot watch harm done. It says all of those things. So that spiritual connection is a wholeness that you are a part of that requires you to be a part of protecting that wholeness. And so when we don't have that as something grounding us, as something aligning us, we are lacking. We're lacking. So welcome to class, everybody. Welcome to Views from AmandaLand. There we go, Tammy Shea. Ubuntu. I am because you are. Ba-dum-bum. So let's get into it. My headphones died. My headphones died. So this is, let me know if this has an echo. I'm sure it will have an echo. AmandaLanders here to learn. Oh, no echo? Hey. AmandaLanders here to learn. Drop in and tell me where you're watching from. Come on. Let's go. AmandaLanders here to learn. Drop in and tell me where you're watching from. All right, let's get to it. Come on, we got Raleigh, Detroit, Alexandria, Virginia, holding it down. Durham, North Carolina, Richmond, Virginia, Houston, Texas, Mesa, Colorado, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Newark, New Jersey, Chicago, we got Lagos, Nigeria in the building, Manchester, UK in the building, Delaware, Utah, we got Mobe, Jamaica, big up yard, we got Vacaville, California. The continental breakfast banana is definitely here, and it is green as hell. Hey, AmandaLanders here to learn. We're in the Netherlands. We're in Jersey. We're in the Valley of LA. We're in Seattle. What? Carmen's still in Lighthouse, Texas. We got Sacktown. We got Central Florida. Okay, that's where I grew up. Shout out to UCF and DE. Niger in the building. That's right. We got, what else? Who else? Where's everybody from? We got Louisiana. We got Teaneck, New Jersey in the building. Hartford, Connecticut. And New Braunfels, Tejas. I don't know if just the internet is going slow or what, but it feels like y'all are not telling me where you're from. We got St. Louis. We got DC. Miami. Another St. Louis. We got multiple St. Louises. Yeah. All right. That's how it's going down. Because this is not working. Oh. All right. There we got it. It's lagging. It's lagging. It's not just me. I'm just like, where are y'all from? I literally just got a text that says, shit is real. Shit is real. Okay. Okay, so my phone wants to, so everything is going to lag. Got it. Okay. So everything is just not going to work properly. Cool. That's basically what's going on. It's I am trying not to be annoyed by that. Okay, so let's take in on our word of the day, okay? Our word of the day is minutia. The word of the day is minutia. Minutia, Minutia, minutia. And it is a noun that means a small or minor detail. Minutia. Minutia, minutia. People get annoyed with me because I am very big on details and they feel like I'm just focusing on minutia. Because in their mind, it's minor. But to me, the details are major. Okay? Are major. Yes, the Astro ladies are saying it's got to be wild. I got to text Laura and ask her. So let's see. Anyone can use minutia in a sentence? All right. Miriam says, people are caught up in the political minutia and not the real issues. Ding. Nigel says, getting into the minutia of my fantasy world building. All right. Ding. Jessica Ramsey says, my autism causes me to often deep dive into the minutia of many situations. I hear that. Deisha said, people who think this isn't our fight are only focused on the minutia. Ding. Virgo placements. Rolando said, Virgo placements need it right down to the minutia. Whatever it is. You ain't never tell a lie. Kismet J says, this is some etymology information. Minutia is mid 18th century Latin. It literally trifles. That's what it means. Minutia, smallness, from minutes. John C., the movie franchise Final Destination has many minutia. Yes, ding. Brandon McGrath says, Americans are forgetting the minutia of their tax dollars going to fund wars instead of supplying their basic necessities. Now, I actually think that this is not a correct use of the word, because minutia, it means that it is like an unnecessary detail, like it's frivolous. So it's not that they're forgetting the minutia, but it's they're treating their tax dollars going to funding wars instead of supplying their basic necessities as minutia. All right. Ocelotl says, it is important to focus on the minutia of words as well as the actions that follow those words. So again, what we're saying is that minutia is considered like it's a small or minor detail. But the important part of this is minor, because I think that there's something to be said for the concept that minor means that it's not important, right? It's not important. So in the case of using minutia in this context, I feel like you would have to say it is important to focus on what seems like the minutia of words in order, you understand what I'm saying? So that's the thing. It's like, it can seem like it's a minor detail, but it actually ends up being important. So the word minutia means that it's a minor detail. But if we're going to state that that minor detail is actually important, I think we have to acknowledge, well, wait, maybe I'm wrong here. Hold on. It is important to focus on the minutia of words. Oh, I'm wrong. That's my fault. You're right. I'm wrong. It is important to focus on the minutia of words as well as the actions that follow those words. Yes, this is a correct sentence. I apologize. Because it is important to focus on the minor details of words. Right. Okay. My fault. I got there. I was late, Ocelotl, but I got there. I got there. Kismet J, people keep wanting to get into the minutia of Diddy's relationship past, skipping right past that he's committed major crimes and offenses. Ding. Yes. Aberrant Craig says, I almost left the group chat because we were getting sidetracked by the minutia of how long before totalitarianism happens versus the bigger task of getting off the train tracks of totalitarianism. That sounds like a tough group chat to be in. That sounds like a tough group chat to be in. I ain't gonna lie to you. And we're gonna end it on this one. Salt of the Earth said, the devil is in the minutia. Zing, 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 zing. Yes. The devil is in the minutia. Factory. So we are having Kai Pritzker from BTS. I mean, not from BTS. He is Asian, but he is not from BTS. From Breakthrough News joining us today. And unfortunately, it's not going to be as long as an interview as I would like to, because we are leaving at 11 sharp and they are not playing. Okay. They are not playing about it. Like, they're definitely very much like, everybody get on the bus. So I'm making sure that I am not going to be the person that messes us up. So I'm getting my act together. I'm getting in order, and it ain't going to be me. It ain't going to be me to slow us up. No, it won't. No, it won't. I won't get left, Patricia. I won't get left. So some things that I saw last night that were very alarming is one, I saw a CNN reporter get escorted out of the protests by the LAPD. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but I'm going to show it to you because I find it very disturbing that this was happening. Check this out. How are you?
You guys aren't under arrest because you're with press, okay?
Okay.
But we have to take you out of the circle. We're going to direct you in the direction that you need to go.
Okay.
Do not come back, okay?
Do not come back.
Do not come back, okay?
Okay, got
You'll
it.
be arrested.
Got it. Right. This is the crew right here. Let's go.
Get your whole crew over here. Get your whole crew right here.
Yep, this is it.
We're going to take them all out one at a time so you guys all catch up at the other end.
Okay. Walk straight down this way?
We're going to officers are going to walk you down that way, okay?
Okay.
So what I need from you is to put your hands behind your back. They're going to walk you. Okay, you can hold on to your paper.
Them complying is
I'm well,
nuts.
thank you. How are you?
Like, them just rocking out with it. I don't know. It could have been.
Yes.
I don't know if they have a staging.
What?
No, I'm trying to see if there's a specific place where you. Let me.
I don't know. It couldn't have been me. But because I'm just like, I mean, I guess on the one hand, it's like, am I about to get like messed up for CNN? No. Are they even going to take care of me if it does get messed up? I mean, that's a workers' comp case for that ad. But I think this is really bugged out, and they absolutely put their hands behind their back and say, you're not under arrest. Well, if I'm not under arrest, why do I look under arrest? Okay. Because I'm feeling really under the rest right now. That's what I'm feeling. So I thought this was quite excessive. And the only reason I don't think it's BS is because Trump be going in on CNN all the daggone time. And Miss Latia has something to coin in. She says, this was the play the whole time. These people been on this energy. That's why I've had to partially check out. Okay, I'm not sure. This is you venting, but I'm not sure what exactly you're referring to. Carmen says, I still remember when no one in the press stood for George Ramos in 2015 when Trump kicked him out of the rally. Yes, I remember that too. And I was seeing that and telling people, this man is trying to be a fascist. He wants to be a dictator. And people were telling me that I was being extra and alarmist. And I was like, this is what they do. This is what they do. They create scapegoats. They're doing it with one person here, but they're going to do that with the entire community. And that's what we're watching right now. So, I mean, I feel very trippy seeing this also because it is a mirror of Palestine. And the Australian reporter who got shot in the leg, also a mirror of Palestine. Rest in peace to all of the Palestinian press that have been harmed by the IOF. And, you know, there is not a, oh, this only happened after October 7th example of that. Like Shireen Abu Kleh, like she was also harmed. And so when we're talking about what's happening here, and I've been saying that this is a reflection of what is happening in Palestine, people are still not seeing the connection. They're still not seeing it. And it's happening in front of their face. Well, I guess maybe they just didn't know that it was happening there. But it is, I'm telling you now, it is happening here. It's happening here. Speaking of Palestine, we have Greta Thunberg, who actually is back in Paris. She got deported, and here she is in the airport.
We were illegally attacked and kidnapped by Israel and taken against our will to Israel, where we were detained, and then some of us deported, some are still there. There are very big uncertainties because it was quite chaotic and uncertain, so I don't really know what's going on. I haven't had a phone for many days. And
what were the conditions for you over the last few hours?
They were absolutely nothing compared to what people are going through in Palestine, especially Gaza right now. And this is yet another international a violation of international, countless of such, especially towards Palestinians, that Israel are committing by blocking and preventing humanitarian aid from entering Gaza. That is illegal.
How did the Israelis treat you? We saw them giving out sandwiches on their social media. How did
Yeah, they probably have posted lots of PR stunt videos. As I said, I have not seen anything, but they did an illegal act by kidnapping us on international waters and against our will, bringing us to Israel, keeping us in the bottom of the boat, not letting us getting out, and so on. But that is not the real story here. The real story is that there's a genocide going on in Gaza and a systematic starvation following the siege and blockade now, which is leading to food, medicine, water that are desperately needed to get into Gaza is prevented from doing so. But of course there are many attempts like this mission, both by sea and land, to break that siege and open up a humanitarian corridor.
Could I ask you, you said you had no contact at all with any of your other colleagues from the boat when you were detained? Is that what you said?
No, that's not what I said. I was just mainly speaking, and I don't really know what's going on with this.
You don't know what's going on with the others?
Are you worried about the
I wasn't
others?
able to say goodbye.
Are you worried about the others, that they might be detained for any length of time?
Yeah, I'm very worried about them. We heard many different messages pointing towards that they would not make it easy. And there were troubles with being able to see lawyers. So I'm very much calling for their immediate release and calling for everyone who can to mobilize to their governments and other ways to demand their immediate release. And of course to demand not only humanitarian aid being let into Gaza, but also a ceasefire, but most importantly an end to the occupation and an end to the systemic oppression and violence that Palestinians are facing on an everyday basis.
Let me tell you something. The fact that she brings it back every time. She brings it back every time. She's like, yes, yes, but also there is a genocide happening in Gaza. There is starvation happening in Gaza. Yes, yes, yes. Also, let's stay focused. Let's stay focused. I greatly appreciate that. You know, there are people who chose to deport, and then there are those who stayed. So Karine says, my understanding is the youngest and oldest of the 12 crew voluntarily deported. So 4 deported and 8 detained. So Yasmin, Tiago, they're still there. you know, I'm not doing these under our normal like 60-second headlines, etc., because I'm waiting for Kai to come on. But I feel like it really was worth sharing with you because it's really not something light that we're watching. And these two things are happening simultaneously. So you need to be able to keep multiple focus, by the way. You need to be able to keep multiple focus. And yes, Corinne, I was thinking the same thing. Her autism suits her for keeping focus on the main issue. Because I'll be in a conversation with folks and then I'll like veer off and people will think like I didn't remember that we're coming back. No, we're coming back. Okay, we're coming back. The pin is in. Like, trust me, the pin is in. Okay. I feel very just glad to see that we're not glad is not the word, but there are more high quality whites that are getting better at being a high quality white and not centering themselves. And that's what she is demonstrating for you. She is demonstrating not centering yourself. They're trying to center her and she's like, no, like I went on this boat to create visibility for this conversation, for this action. I didn't go on this boat to create visibility for me. I went on this boat because I am a tool to be used for visibility. She understands that and she understands how to utilize that in real time. And this is what being a high quality white is. So for those of you who are in the goal of how to be a high quality white, here it is. It's understanding that in this time in our own nation, your body, your physical body is the most protected of any body. And so it becomes an actual vessel for change. When you look at your physical body as a vessel for change, you can then become a high quality white. Your soul is not the white part. Your body is. What happens to white people who continue to exist in whiteness is they disassociate from soul and they exist in their body. They exist in just like this outward facing existence that really is flesh and bone. For real. So I am watching closely what's going on and doing my best to just continue to synthesize it while also wanting to remain creative about, you know, my work. And that is a bit of a that's a bit of a dance. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's been a bit of a dance. Oh my God, did I also tell you guys? So you know the two kittens that I was interested in adopting? When I applied to adopt those two kittens, they were already in the process of being adopted. And then they were like, well, are there any other kittens you were interested in? And to be quite honest, from this particular adoption agency, I mean, I'll take all the kittens if we're going to keep it a bug. Okay. I'm going to take all the kittens. Okay. But I had just like really, I had really imprinted on these two kittens. And one of the kittens, like their little arms make it so they have to like run kind of like this. And I'm just like, you need to come to my house. You need to come to my house. So I was really just kind of like, dang. And guess what? I got an email yesterday and they're back on the scene. I don't know what the reason is why they did not end up getting adopted by those people, but they're back in the mix. So I am supposed to meet them on Zoom at some point over the next few days, and we'll see what happens from there. But then I'm also like trying to decide, like, how do I want to set them up in the house? Because, you know, I need to make sure that they are properly introduced. I need to make sure they're properly introduced. And in order to do that, they have to have their own space. But that space also needs to be able to be, I know, plain sight. I'm meeting the kittens on Zoom. I was like, I mean, I could also just come to the house. But I think this particular adoption agency is very thorough. So I think that's just like step one. So I have to figure out how I'm going to well, I mean, I have figured out, but I'm really going to set up my room to be their intro. And but I mean, do y'all want to see a picture of them? Do y'all want to see a picture of them? I mean, I know the answer is yes. It was more so rhetorical. It was a rhetorical. Okay, let's see. What are you talking about? Okay, I have to find a picture of them. They are really, so they're two tabs. And I think I can get it back faster here. Hold on. So anywho, shout out to everybody on Patreon. I have so much stuff to post on Patreon from these past 48 hours. And I just need to edit it. Like I haven't had a chance to edit it. I will say this, the last 48 hours, we don't have really, like we're on the bus, but even the bus don't be like downtime. Because even on the bus, we are having like really introspective conversations, really like thought-based conversations about just like how we're existing in our political spaces, how we're existing in our values. We are also learning from, always engaged. We get to where we're going, then we engage there. So there really hasn't been like the downtime of, oh, let me just handle this business. Like so I just wanted y'all to know that that's why it's been me I'm trying to post stuff, but it's also like, like I don't get no chill time, you know? So I will say that I have plans today to get some edits together. And I also, of course, I'm going on vacation for all of July. So I'm going together an assignment. So I'm going to be putting together an assignment for you guys. And also I'm putting together a bunch of content for Patreon. It is Kismet. It is. It is Real in the Field edition, Kismet. It is the Real in the Field edition. I'm very much about that life. And I'm hoping to get some kind of, just to get some much needed centering and downtime space to just kind of get my bearings and then be able to really give you all on the other side of July a real clear, like new path forward for how I'm existing in the world. Oh my gosh, you guys, they took my cats off of the site. That means they're like, these are not even avails because I'm not even seeing them here. Oh my gosh, they're not even up here. Hold on. No, I don't see them. So that means they're like, these babies are on hold. Yeah, they're not even up here, y'all. So I can't even show you a picture. But their names are going to be Pama Sankara and Patrice Lumumba, just so we're clear. So I feel, and let me tell you something too, like I literally, like when any animal that I have adopted, it was not just like, oh, I'll take that one. It was honestly like my cats, Mando and Jedi, like they were brought into my home from Devon. So I didn't even like, I didn't choose them, but they chose me. So that's fine. But like Jordy, it was like, he came to me. Jordy came to me. Same with, what's it called? Lando. Like I saw Lando's picture and I was like, oh, that's my cat. Like there's always kind of like it's never just like oh yeah, we're doing that. Like there's always some type of serendipity around it. So that's why even there we go, Reese, divine destiny. So that's why even with these babies, it was like I was looking at the different photos, and I have to say that the other part of it too was that I was looking originally just in terms of like, I don't know, like how they look. And I had to stop myself and I was like, what are you doing? Like better understand the descriptions and how they're interacting with each other and everything. And these two little babies are brother and sister. They're tabbies, and they're also very like calm. And I felt like that would be a really good match for my house because they have to come into the home where there's already been like a status quo that is established. So they have to be able to come into that. And also they have to be able to respond to Jordy. So I don't think Key is going to come on. It seems like he's not showing up. Oh my gosh. Literally, as I said that, they confirmed the meet and greet for the cats. You see what I'm saying? Literally, it's okay, so I'm gonna meet my kitties on Saturday. At 10:30 a.m. Okay. Excited. So this is a short episode because your girl definitely is not going to get left. So this is a short episode. So we are going to just go ahead and get into this little thing right here. AmandaLand. PSA. So during the election, there was a lot of pressure on folks who are on these internets that have audiences to use, quote unquote, use their platform to guide people in, quote unquote, the right direction. And I took a stand for myself to say I don't want to use my platform to manipulate people. And what I mean by that is I don't want to have to tell a half truth to get people to do whatever they're going to do. I felt like if I'm going to speak about the election, I need to tell full truths that educate people because I want people to make decisions themselves. We have come into a world where it's always been people are looking for guidance. I mean, that's how we have religion. That's how we see monarchy be successful. That's how we see the current political landscape we're in right now. However, I feel like our best path forward is really learning how to make decisions for ourselves, how to use our inner soul, our connection to the God within us to be able to understand, as well as using our education, right? Using our critical thinking skills. And we are constantly having those things chopped down and diminished in order for us to have to depend on others. So when people say to me, well, you're giving us information, but you're not telling us what to do, that is by design. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I can give you guidance. I can give you suggestions. I do not have that plan of quote unquote what to do or what is the actual XYZ of how to end fascism, largely in part because there isn't one, but also because we as a community of human beings, this vast community of human beings, we have lost trust with ourselves. We don't trust that we can know what to do. We are so hampered by trauma. We are so handicapped by capitalism. We are so disassociated from our souls that we do not even trust ourselves. So we put our trust in others. But we put our trust in others without even doing the due diligence to fully trust them a lot of times. To ask them, what really is your values? To see, are they actually living their values? So as much as I enjoy having a community of folks that are curious about my thoughts on things, that have like thoughtful insight about, you know, where I'm going and what I'm doing, I also understand that it is imperative that I impart to others and I build into others and I breathe into others the power of your own self-determination. And that self-determination has to start with you. And this internet is tricking folks on a regular basis into just being in silos of many little dictatorships. And I did not want to be a part of that. Now, I have my own strong opinions about things. I'm going to stand in conviction on my own strong opinions on things. And when people try to challenge my opinion on something, I am going to stand in it. However, ultimately, when I'm saying like, this is what I think you should do, I'm going to say, this is what I think you should do. But it is still what I think. It is still what I think. And I am not your dictator. And I'm not your leader. I am an educator. I have an aura of leadership in the fact that I can corral folks around an idea, around singing weak. You know, I'm an MC. However, ultimately, we are a part of a forest. And I am not, and none of you are the tallest tree in that forest. And our best effort is to make as much room for everybody to feel the light. And for those who may not be able to rise to the light, well, then we're going to have to bring it to them. And that is the only version of leadership I am interested in. TSA. Show your love, show your love, yeah, show your love, show your love. Shout out to Penny, a super man. I'm on the road, and we are all about. So, no, we're not on the hotspot, but that's why I have to go because I have to get on the bus. But I want to remind you all that we do have a sale that is about to pop off where I'm going to be offering half off because we're at the half of the year point for a number of items on AmandaLand Exports. I'm also going to be revamping AmandaLand Exports because I need it to be something that exists in a bit more of a store front in order for me to continue to support myself. Thank you to one of the greatest teachers of all time, Ms. Sean Law Bowman, for her super. And thank you to everybody who is continuing to take the messaging that we are doing here and understand and spreading it. And the last thing I'm going to say is this. I am a very big believer that political education without soul exploration is literally just theory. Your politics have to align with actual values, or else you're just another politician who hasn't been elected. I'll leave you with that. Oh, Reese, you're late. I'm already on it. You're late. I'm bumping Little Sims on the regular. Let's see if it's still pulled up on my Spotify because I've been listening to it. Yes, as you can see right there. You see it? I'm already into it, Reese. I'm already into it. Okay? I'm already into it. There's also a new Salt album out. So there's definitely amazing music out here. But y'all, I can't tell you. I really feel like there's something that's about to come for me, and I don't know what it is, but it's gonna be really existentially elevating. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Thank you to everybody who gave some supers. And I am gonna go walk to the bus. But before that, I have to give you your 30 seconds of stillness. So don't think I'm gonna leave you slacking. All right. 30 seconds of stillness. I enjoyed laughing and learning with you. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell your friends. Also, listen to the podcast. It's available everywhere pods are casted. Listen ad-free by subscribing to Patreon Amanda Seals. Come on and join the Seals Squad. Views from AmandaLand. Live 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Wednesday, with content on Thursday and Friday at YouTube Amanda Seals TV.
Smart financial.